There we are, up and running. Testing, microphone looks good. Ready. Doing good. Good morning, good morning. Made it again this morning. The mornings are a rush, rush, rush. Today a bit quieter. Okay, good. Looks good. So far out, going on. Okay, a peaceful, more quiet stream. The other day was just whatever. Just too much stuff going on. Way too much stuff going on. Today just peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Fix some of the damage I caused the other day and just get quiet carving here. Clear enough to see Skytree. It's not all that clear this morning. On some mornings it's just super clear, and that Skytree is just vividly clear. Today it's okay. It's a medium day. It's not one of those super clear, cold, beautiful autumn days. It's not like that, but okay, the other day we did these things in a bit of a rush. So what we're going to do is go back in time a little bit. I found some gumpy. I found another piece of gumpy. I went through my filing cabinet here and found another piece of leftover gumpy. So I'm going to redo it. I put this on the other day with two strips. It was two pieces of gumpy, and when I rubbed a bit too hard, and one piece of the image came off. So we're just going to do it again here this morning, peacefully. Yeah, exactly. Last tree was like a normal day for me, exactly. It's just firefighting, morning till night, morning till night. It's funny, when you don't want it to come off, it peels off. When you want to get it off, it won't come off. There it goes. Paper's out, yes, thank you for the reminder. There's two printers here today, Suga-san and Ishikawa-san, and they have 3 packs to take out. Suga-san is working on 2 projects, the Japan Journey December print, and she's doing the 4th batch of gift prints. And Ishikawa-san's working on the December Japan Journey. I guess today there was 4 printers up there. Kawai-san was working, those 2 guys at HM. Oh, that's right, I glued this on. It wasn't on with paste, this was on with actual wood glue. That's why it's so strongly there, of course. The caption contest, I guess, is up and running. I made one quick change to it this morning. If any of you guys have been following just what's going on. It seems to be going pretty well. We watch in the back. We were really afraid that sort of people would try and game it and stuff like that. But it seems to be, as far as we can see from the, what I was looking for was Mr. A clicking all of Mr. B's links and Mr. B clicking all of A's links and stuff like that. But we don't see too much evidence of anything like that. I haven't studied it all that well. Anyway, it's up and running nicely. I did make one change this morning. If you've been looking at the caption contest pages this morning, you might see I took away the visible display of the ranking. The pages are loading randomly. Each time somebody loads the page, they load again in a completely new random order. But I took away the display of how many votes each thing has received so far. Because what we were finding was ones that seem to be getting votes attract more attention and get more votes because of that. And other ones get ignored. So for sort of an experiment today, I've left it so that nothing displays, no votes display. There we go. Nice and clean, back to the nice fresh start here. Good. There's something else I tried to do this morning, a few minutes before the stream started. I tried to put an extra link in. There's a small, tiny issue with the pages in that some people created very, 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 very long links. Some people wrote haiku, some people wrote limericks as captions. And because they're so long, they scroll off the right-hand side of the page. And I have two choices. I can either just hide them and not display them, or I can allow scrolling. But if I allowed scrolling, we tested this on different things. Desktop browser is okay, but when you're on an iPhone, if you allow scrolling, the whole box disappears off the left of the page. And we tested this with some of the employees here, with scrolling turned on, so the long captions were visible. They'd roll down the page, push the box to the left, and the whole box disappeared. And they're like, what's happening? It's all gone, it's all gone, it's all gone. So in the interest of safety and having the page work simply and easily, I turned off scrolling. So the long captions just disappear. And you can see them if you do a copy-paste. If you double-click or triple-click, depending on your OS, whatever. If you double-click on the caption and you copy it, it goes off and you can paste it somewhere else. But it's half peeled off already. Here we go. A bit better gumpy than what I used the other day. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to try again this morning, once I get back to the programming, is I'm going to try another idea. I'll put a non-clickable link on there, so that if you're on a desktop, when you roll over the long caption, it'll pop up, like a title or a comment with the body of the caption. I'm not too worried about it. Somebody who wrote, a long story for a caption, I don't think that's really what a caption should be about, so I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, it is up and running. There are lots and lots and lots of rankings coming in, and so far nobody seems to be trying to game it. It looks like a good, pleasant little contest, so we'll leave it there over the weekend. Today's the 9th. The voting and ranking will stay open now for the next couple of days. Our next stream here, Monday, will be the 11th, which is, I guess that's announcement day, isn't it? I don't remember exactly. What did we say on the contest about the actual timing of all this stuff? What did we say? I've forgotten how to deal about this. Close of the contest. I don't remember the date we talked about. Oh, here we are. Open voting for 3 days to the 10th. Final selection will be made on November 11th, with the results being posted here. The next stream here is November the 11th, Sunday, Monday. So perhaps next stream will be the announcement. I'm not quite sure, actually. A 3-day voting period. Not sure. Okay. What's out there on the cone? There's something on the cone out there. Do you see it? What? I can't see it from my window here. Oh, it's a beer can. It's a beer. Friday night in a sock cell last night. Okay, here we go. Okay, because it's been a while since I've done any steady carving like this, let's start with some sort of non-important part of the picture. I'm not going to start with some eyes or some calligraphy, something that's difficult. For a normal carver in a normal day's work, it doesn't really matter. You just grab the thing and you start. It's quite common to start in the middle and work your way out. But for me, because I don't do regular carving every day, I really have a problem with it. I lose it, of course. So it takes a while to get back into shape. It's like it's not an athlete, but it's like someone who does any job. If you don't do it for a while, you sort of lose what's going on. And absolutely, that's the case with me. So what I'll do now, because I haven't carved anything like this for a while, I'll just start in some insignificant corner here and give it a go. There's also something else very interesting about this print, about this kind of work. I'm dropping stuff everywhere here. Something else very, very interesting about this kind of work, which is different from any other carver who is working here pretty much these days, or the carvers that I've met over the years. Most of the carvers I met during the years, like Ito-san, the guy we saw in that video I made years ago, or the other carvers I've met, they spent their whole working life in the post-war period working in the ukiyo-e field here. And for the most part, the work they did was making ukiyo-e reproductions, with lots of which I made too in my early years, getting the Hiroshige print and copying it and stuff like this. For those guys, that's pretty much all they ever did, because in that era, the 1960s, 70s, through the 80s, whatever, that's all they ever did was make ukiyo-e reproductions. There's nothing wrong with that, but what it means is, if you compare their work with a carver of the old Edo time, in the Edo time, Hiroshige would hand in the design, Hokusai would hand in the design, the publisher gets it prepped, somebody draws it with a brush onto paper, and the carver then carves it. So what the carver is doing in the old days is he's taking actual real human brushstrokes and interpreting them with a knife into a classical woodblock print form. No problem. The print is then published back in the Edo time. Okay, move along to 1960, say, when Ito-san is working, and his job is to make a reproduction of this print. So the publisher prepares with him a copy of the old Edo-era print, and away they go. But what Ito-san is now carving, he's not carving the actual brushstrokes that were provided by the designer. He's carving a replication of the carved print from the Edo era. Get what I'm doing? It's quite a big difference. The brushstrokes can be looser, they can be wilder, they can be smeary all over the place, and the old carver sort of cleaned them up and niced it up a bit and got it all clean and orderly. That work has been done, and Ito-san, the 1960s era carver, he's now doesn't have the freedom to do that. He can't even see the original brushstrokes. They're gone, long gone in history. What he's got as a master copy now is a clean, carved copy. And no problem, he carves it and works on it. But my point is that what I've done most of my working career here in the last 6 or 7 years is not replicating old carved lines. I've been working with Jed and now working with these CATS designers, and I am working with somebody who did this with a brush. The lines you see on the block here, these were done by Randall with a brush. So some of them I'm going to carve exactly what I see, and some of them I'm not going to. In the larger strokes, the one I've just carved right here, his brush, you can see it, you can see the bumps and twirls and whatever, I'll replicate that. But on the smaller ones, when we get up to this stuff, for example, here, Randall, without wanting to insult him here, he doesn't have the kind of taste and experience that a person who has used a brush all their life on a very small scale does. So his small scale strokes here don't have a nice brush feeling. They're just a bare, he's just trying to show here, I want a line here, is basically what he's trying to say. So it's going to be my job to take all this stuff and turn them into nicely carved lines. And this is something that as I said, people like Ito-san, all the carvers through the 20th century, they almost never got a chance to do because there was no original work being done. So I'm really, really, really fortunate. Well, not, I mean, fortunate. I made this happen. It wasn't something that happened randomly to me, but I'm really fortunate in that I get to do this. I get to play with these lines. Even someone like Asuka-san, Asuka Motoharu, you've seen his videos out there, and met two very, very experienced traditional carver. Even someone like him, he has spent most of his working career replicating a previous carver's lines. You guys are quiet today. Suits me fine. Someone's reading our poster there. It should be a quiet weekend here in Asakusa, I think. It's okay. Last weekend was a 3-day holiday. And outside was just crazy chaos. Today should be more peaceful. I know it's a bit of a lull now. The end of the year season, all through the end of November into December. Here in Japan, it's party season. Well, anyway, but it's party season here, not because it's Christmas or a holiday season. It's party season because it's the end of the year. And any organization or group or club or gathering of people, almost without exception, they have to have what's called a bonenkai. It's a year-end party. It's literally called a forget the year party. I guess the cultural idea is that you put the bad stuff behind you and rub out the year, and with the idea that you're going to start again fresh next year. I guess that's the sort of cultural background to it. And for me here in Asakusa, it's a little bit trouble because starting from a couple of weeks from now, towards the end of the year, I'll go out for dinner and head out to a regular place that I go frequently. I get closer and I'll see a sign on the door saying, Kashiki Bonenkai, reserved. They've booked out the whole place for a party. And this happens again and again and again. Many times I end up just going to the convenience store because every place I want to go is just booked out for parties. And then it starts again in January. Groups have what's called a Shinnenkai, the New Year get-together, New Year party. For the restaurants and the bars, it's fabulous. It's really a huge boost to their business. Absolutely a huge boost to their business. I didn't think about it, but I suppose what I'm doing right here now is actually kind of a big deal. Here we are, the 8 Cat series is finally, after all these months of fooling around and teasing and getting organized, it's finally now in production. Here's the first print being carved in this series. What was it, like 3-4 months ago we started the concept or so. I've been really lax in getting this going. Here it is, finally up and running. I'm not even going to think about predicting when all 8 prints will be ready. It's just impossible to even think about such a thing. We've got so much stuff in part production. Do you remember the sushi cats? There's the sushi cats, hanami cats, ramen cat. Do you remember those? The blocks are all carved now. All the blocks are carved, ready to go. They're just sitting upstairs, and it's been impossible to schedule anybody to print them. The subscription prints obviously take priority. Jed's probably forgotten about us. He's probably given up on us. And he's waiting for his royalty. He doesn't get royalty until we sell any prints. The blocks are just upstairs sleeping. And the octopus, of course, that's pretty much almost carved now. I could finish it off in a day if I want, if I had the time. How are we going to print it? So what, somebody's had a problem with the voting? What does it say? When I open the tab, it said I have 20 likes, so it checks your username. If you're logged in, it checks your username, sees how many. If you've got 20 likes, it means you probably entered 5 captions. When I wanted to make my first like, it said you have run out of likes. Whatever, it's the same login. Okay, whatever, send me an email about this or drop to our info@nekohakkei.com. I'll look in the back and see if there's something wrong. Should be pretty simple. If it says you've got 20, it knows your username. When you click it, it knows your username. Whatever, send me an email, I'll have a look at it. There's been lots of voting all through last night. There seems to be working properly without problems. No problem, just let me know. It stops people from voting on their own caption. If the caption you click is one that is related to the same username, then it pops up a message that says you can't vote on your own captions. But after you've clicked 20 times, it should then say you have run out of likes. Anyway, whatever, let me know, I'll have a look in the back. I'm not going to muck with it right now, of course. There was a bit of confusion. I had an email overnight about the testing. On the stream here one day last week, I don't remember what day it was, but I had the caption contest sort of thing up and running, and I was asking for people to test it before the voting actually went open. Right? I think I put up a test page and asked people to test it when they were entering captions. This is a week or so ago. And it seems I hadn't been quite clear about it, because I got an email from somebody last night who had said their captions weren't showing up. And when we looked and investigated, it turned out that the things that they had entered during that test period were not there. And I thought I had made that clear. I think I'd said that day, we're testing people, and as soon as the testing is finished, I'm going to empty the database. We'll start from scratch, and we'll send out an email announcing that it's open. And I guess maybe I haven't been really clear about that, but that person had entered some captions during that test period. I erased them all, as I had said I would do, but they didn't get the message that things were going to be erased, and they had assumed those captions were in there in the database. And now they're trying to look for them, and they're not there, of course, not getting any votes. But I don't know, there's nothing I can do about that at this time. I really said that was for testing, and I think most people understood that. But I guess I wasn't clear enough. I don't know. What can you do? And somebody else sent a mail during the night. There was another confusion. There's always, no matter how well I understand it in my mind, people see it different ways. Somebody had clicked a caption to like it. Then he had changed his mind. So he clicked it again, thinking it was going to be unliking it. And that's not the way this works. He clicked it again, so it said, okay, you want to like this again? Go ahead. So he liked it twice instead of liking it and unliking it. And the page says there's no downvoting, so that's not the way it works. So anyway, I fixed it up for him. I took off those 2 clicks and gave him back his 2 likes, and away we went. Yeah, it's not an on-off button. It's click it to like it. And if you click it twice, it'll allow you to like it twice. in the shop yesterday. It was really quite busy here in the shop yesterday. We had good staff that would do the party, so it wasn't so stressful for me. But we've got in one corner of the shop, we've got a subscription corner, which shows the subscription prints we're making, and it has a pamphlet and stuff like that. And we've got the first few prints from this year's series, the Japan Journey prints, on display. And it's always frustrating because people will look at that, they will bring the thing to the counter and say, "Can I buy this, please?" The first print, the print of the Asakusa snow scene is there. And this happens daily. And we have to explain to them, we show them the pamphlet, we show them the concept that, "I'm sorry, it's subscription only, we can't sell that print by itself." And then they say, "Okay, well, what do I have to do to sign up?" And we say, "Well, actually, I'm sorry, you can't because it's sold out." And some people get kind of frustrated about this, you know. We do too, you know, we'd like to be making more, but this series is sold out. We've got a waiting list for it. But it's really getting such good reaction, such good feedback. People see it, we show them the prints, we put them on the counter here, and everybody is just so enthusiastic about it. The more I think about this, the more I think that what we've done this year with that series, you know, it's just, it's historical, you know, forever. Just, it's something that no other publisher could do, no other designer could do. God, years from now, you know, I think this is going to be really, really respected as a fabulous production in the world of robot prints. There's such nice designs, and the production is so nice. It's sometimes frustrating when we're making them, trying to figure out how to do the colors or trying to get the layering working and stuff like this. But it's worth it. Absolutely, it's worth it. Those prints are going to last forever and ever and ever. Coming along, let's get back in the field a bit here. You guys are quiet today. It's good, good, good. Is the order the captions appear on the list random? It's random. You reload the page, it's random. Reload the page, random. We originally had it. I tried to do it. I did it first in our testing in order of votes received. I did it in order of entry. We just thought the best way to do it is just, it's now totally, absolutely random. Still coming in, still coming in, still coming in. Oh, all of a sudden, just how's the weather in Tokyo? Finland, it's snowing and cold. It's coming here. Not yet, not yet. We'll get it, but not yet. Can I use Ito Susumu's knife? I will never use that knife. It's sitting here in a box, carefully preserved. I bring it out and oil it now and then. Do I sharpen my own knife now in such a delicate way? No, I don't. The knife I'm using now is not sharpened anywhere near in as delicate as a way as Ito-san's knife was. It's just not required for this kind of work. And for this daily work, chop, 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 a little bit rougher work than what you saw in that video, if I sharpen this knife here the way that was in that video, this will break instantly. There's different sharpening for different kinds of jobs. If I had a peaceful life, I was making a beautiful Bijinga painting print with super delicate hair, yes, I would sharpen the knife that way and I would use it without breaking. I'm okay there. But do we do that on a normal day-to-day basis? No. And it was a bit misleading. I didn't intend to mislead, but I mean, it's left a bit of a misleading impression it's a one-shot deal. You would sharpen the knife that way for all of your day-to-day work, and that's not the way it happens. So there's a longer story that needs to be told than is what's simply in that video. But yeah, that was shot quite a number of years ago, and yeah, I could use that knife now if I was in a careful, peaceful frame of mind, and if I had a good piece of wood and the necessary job that required that delicacy. Yes, I could do that. I think. Pics, or it didn't happen. That video of me and Ito-san the carver, oh my God, it's a daily part of my life, But no, absolutely, this is not an exaggeration in any way. It is a daily part of my life. People come in the shop, they browse a bit, whatever. And before they leave, they speak to me for a few minutes. And it turns out they've seen YouTube videos. We chat for a bit more. It turns out that they tell the same story. That YouTube one day recommended this video about David meeting a carver. And then they watched that, and that was it. So, and I hear this literally, with no exaggeration, a number of times every day of my life. And it's happy, I'm not saying this in a sarcastic way. But that video, when I sat down to make it that day, I had no idea that it was going to change my life. It's changed my life more than the documentary video did. The documentary movie that we made, Your Heroes with Jed, that's also a life changer about so many people in here. But it's the Ito-san carver video that did it much more. And I had no idea when I visited him on those couple of occasions with the TV crew. It was just, yeah, that was cool. It was nice, fun thing to do, nice program. Meet the guy, get some advice on sharpening. But I had no idea that those things were going to be life-changing experiences. And you might laugh when I say this next thing, but there are people who tell me that the experience of watching that and some of the other videos has changed their lives. And I get this. That's not every day I hear that, but I get that now and then. People who were at a bit of a loss what to do with themselves. They weren't feeling confident about what was going on. They needed a bit of direction or something. And some of these things we've put on video, talking about the journey here, it seems have affected quite a number of people. So kind of strange, just meeting that carver, We've got his knife here, a few of his knives here. I've got that block, that same block that was in that video. It's here in a cupboard upstairs here in Osaka. I just sat down to make a 5-minute little video. I had no idea what it was going to turn out. I prepared a couple of props. I got those video cassettes. I got the block. Didn't even really know what I was going to say. I had a couple of index cards, like large. I prepared what I wanted to say. I prepared the rough outline on some index cards. I didn't want to put them on a table where I could hold them and be fumbling with them. So I went to the convenience store, photocopied them in large size, and I pasted them up on the wall in front of me, the other side of the room, in sort of a random order, one here, one there, one here, one there. And you can see this during that Ito-san video, that every now and then Dave gets to sort of the end of a thread, he pauses, he looks off into space, thinking about what next to say. He's not looking off into space. His eyes are frantically trying to find the next index card to remind him what he should be talking about next. It turns out that I missed one. Once I was doing the editing of the video at the end, comparing it with the plan, I realized I had missed a section. My eyes had jumped around and I'd missed card number 7, whatever it was. So there was a section of the conversation that just got missed. There's no teleprompter, it was just sitting there rambling. This is going well. This wood is too soft. It's way too soft. This is not going to be the longest lived block ever, but I think it'll... I don't know how popular this series is going to be, but we'll be able to get some hundreds, but I don't know. We're really having trouble now finding hardwood for these blocks. This is nowhere near as hard as I want it to be. It's the single biggest problem for us now. That reminds me, there was a bunch of blocks, an auction came up last week or so for a bunch of old wood blocks. And when I saw the auction pictures, I was thinking, maybe there's something that we can use. Not quite sure, maybe not. You know, we got the box, I think there was 12 blocks in it. Some were large, some were small. 1 or 2 looked like they might be hard enough, so I put those aside. I've given them to Ian's upstairs. He's going to plane them down and we're going to maybe use those. But there's another 10 or so blocks in that box that are completely unusable for us as raw wood material. But they're kind of interesting. There's some that are carved. They're from an old temple or something. They're carved with some old astrology stuff or prayers or whatever. And a couple of them are advertising blocks. They're used for printing like medicine wrapper papers and food wrappers. So they're of no use to us. So I dumped them on Cameron's desk the other day and I asked him, well, you've got some time later, put something on Instagram. Maybe people would like to pick these up cheaply or whatever. And he had no time the last few days. We've been swamped with work. But he'll be doing that when he gets a minute, probably sometime next week. So if you're watching the Instagram, I think that's where he's going to put it. There's some old wood blocks. And, they're not going to be expensive. We're just going to get our money back from the auction. That's all. But they might be of interest to people out there. Yeah, come on peacefully here. Oops, I'm missing some of this. Do I have a past in IT? Yes, not officially, but yes. When I worked back in the music store back in Canada, before microcomputers, I built a computer system for our business back in 1978, 79, something like that. We bought some early computers and programmed them, mostly in assembler and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Yes, I removed the lights counter. If you reload the page now, there's no numbers in the captions. I changed it this morning about an hour ago. There's no longer numbers showing. I removed the likes counter. This is a block for these are cats. Yes, this is the snow, evening snow. This is the evening snow scene. It's by Randall Hall, who is a tattoo artist in North Carolina, I can't remember, I'm sorry. And he's parodied a famous Hiroshige design into an 8 cats form. Dave, how do I know if I got my order in for the mum print before they were sold out? If you mean the Chrysanthemum print, the gift print, they're not sold out at all. We're making them ongoing. I'm not sure what you're confusing it with, or what I'm confusing your question with. If the gift print page says sold out, that's a mistake. I'm sure it's not. It's an ongoing thing. Orders are coming in. Susan's printing more as we speak today. Yeah, the printing is ongoing. I myself, last week, I did a first printing of 150 copies of the key block and hair. Then a week later, I did another 150. And the printers upstairs, the 4 of them, took my 300 prints. We split them into batches of 75 each. And each of the printers upstairs has done 75 copies. Suga-san is on her batch right now. The other ones have all been sent through to our Ome workshop. They're on the way. People are receiving them already. We're up and out. We're shipping, and we're still printing more. And if the first 300, not the first 300, if that 300 turns out to be all gone, we'll make some more. It's an ongoing part of our catalog. We might sometimes get behind the 8-ball. We did with the owl print, for example. It sometimes runs out of stock. We just get the blocks out and try and schedule printers to get it back in. There's no rush on that. We intend to keep that in the catalog for a long time. I think Cameron has been repeatedly mentioning he's put another email out. He's mentioned it on Instagram, on Facebook. I didn't think there was confusion about that. I'm sorry. Well, before anybody asks, I haven't specifically got a show and tell today. I tried, the other day to put something in just chaotically, whatever. So there's no specific show and tell. But having said that, we have received over the past few days a number of very, very interesting prints. There are things to show you. I don't have anything organized for that today, but there have been some wonderful, wonderful prints coming. Both prints for the shop, for the flea market, and prints for our own collection. In fact, last night we got some prints in. I'm not trying to tease, just tell you what's coming up. I got some prints in that are stunning. I am so glad to have got these. We had the same prints before in the Asakusa shop here, and they came in and it was a broken set. A lot of these sets in the 1960s and 70s, we've talked about this many, many times. Prints were sold in sets during that time. People would display one, or they'd sometimes give to their friends, some of them, whatever. So we get a lot of broken sets. And when we get a broken set, for the most part, we look at the prints and we take good ones, the ones that are not foxed or not moldy or whatever, clean them up, get them into the shop. But for our own collection, we really like to try and keep some of the full sets for our own collection. That's part of what we're doing. We're trying to get together a basic good overview of all the prints that were made during the 20th century. And Doi-san and I, we're well on the way to having a good collection of that put together by now. So a few years ago, a broken set came in, and it was a reproduction set of paintings of ogata kori, traditional Japanese paintings. The kind of stuff that were done on screens, gold leaf screens and things like that. The company called Tansei-sha did a famous set like this in the 1980s during the bubble era. And they made a set of, I think it was 14 prints in the set. And each one sold for 30,000 yen. And you had to buy the whole set. So it was a stunning investment. And they made maybe about 200 sets. I think they put numbers on them. Whether they were real numbers or fake numbers, I don't know. But whatever, they made a few hundred sets. And now and then prints come out on the market from those sets. And as I said, we had a broken set a while ago. So we were able to sell the prints from it. And in the set of 14, the two of them, the first one and last one in the set as it is packaged, is the famous Fujin Daijin, the wind god and the thunder god. And they made a glorious, glorious woodblock print reproduction of those. And they're big. They're about like the screen you see here. If I was holding the print up right now, it would fill the screen. Each one of them. And we had the pair a while ago, and I wanted to keep it for myself. But it was a broken set, and I was thinking, Dave, it's whatever, just let these prints go, and then later on a full set will come, and you can keep it for yourself at that time. At least that's what I told myself. So we sold them. We sold the pair of prints. They were expensive. It was about, 100,000 yen. It was about $1,000, something like that. And they left, and I watched them go, and I felt, I really wanted to keep those. But anyway, they went. Anyway, you can get where the story's going. Over the past few days, we had access to another one of these sets, a full set this time. And it didn't go cheap. I had to bid and bid and bid and bid and bid for it. But I put the hammer down and I got it. So we have now, here again in the shop, we have that same Fujin Daijin pair of prints, plus all the rest in the set, and they look to be in beautiful condition. And they're vast. I can't just put it in my desk and show it to you. We'll have to arrange one day when Cameron's here. We'll get the box out, put it over there, move the camera, and do a proper show and tell through the series or something. And those prints are to die for. I'm really, really happy to have them. I have to be careful with the money though, I'm buying this stuff, but it's now coming up to December, and December is, in the last couple of years, we've managed to have enough leftover money at the end of the year to do something nice for the employees. Last year they got an extra month, they got paid for a 13th month. So as we're now in November coming through to this season, the staff sees me doing this stuff. Cameron saw me buy these prints the other day, And I'm sure, he didn't say anything, of course. Absolutely, he didn't say anything. He would never say such a thing. But he must have been thinking, here it is. We're November. Dave's going to be looking at the bank account a month from now to figure out bonuses. And here he is spending money on these prints, Of course he doesn't say anything, but he must be thinking, does he have to buy that right now? I'm not sure what the conversation is here. What prints are they? Akoringami, soka soka. That bonus thing, it's a difficult situation. I knew, when I did that a couple of years ago, that it might be a bit difficult. What happened? 2 years ago, we had been really doing well. The Asakusa shop really has done well. 2 years ago, subscriptions were not doing so well, but the Asakusa shop was growing steadily. And it was after we started the Patreon campaign, which had helped by getting Cameron in here. So things have been really working quite well. So we were able at the end of the year, as I said, to pay the employees. And we did it by giving them an extra month. After we finished paying the December paycheck, we added up what we'd given each person for the year, divided it by 12, and then paid it again as a 13th month. It worked out well. And we did it again last year. The problem is, once you've done something like that 2 years in a row, even though I told the people, look, this is not guaranteed. If the money's there, if things have gone well, if sales have been good, if we've kept expenses low, if we can do this. But the fact that you do it 2 years in a row, everybody's sort of thinking that it's there, And I really didn't want it to be automatic. I want it to be if things go well for us, if people work hard, and But the problem with a repeated action is that it tends to become expected. So I don't know what to do here as the owner, In a way, it's kind of like that awful tip culture that's over there in some countries, The tip thing was supposedly originally, I guess, to reward somebody for doing extra or doing something, But it's no longer even remotely like that. The tip is now part of their pay. The employer doesn't pay enough, the customers have to fork up. It's a bizarre situation. But it's become, quote, mandatory, quote, expected. It's no longer anything to do with if you're a nice person or work hard or whatever. It's just become expected. The bonus thing here, it's not exactly equitable to that, but I don't know. I guess all I can do is just reiterate to the staff each time, look, please people, next year might be a tough year. If there's an earthquake and people don't come to Tokyo for tourists and stuff like this won't be here. Please don't count on it. So I think that's all I can do is just reiterate that verbally. Questions. I'm missing a bunch of this. Which works of Corin did they reproduce? The iris screens, yes, that's here. There's the famous hawk on a pine branch. There's the Fuji and Daijin. I don't remember the whole list. It's not just Corin. It's Corin and other painters of the same era. So what we're going to be doing, now that this new set is here, what happened? The broken set came in, as I said. And I kept a couple of them because I really liked them. I wanted to keep them. We let the Fuji and Daijin go. But there's 3 or 4 that we kept. And now that the full set has come in, those previous ones I kept will now be going into the shop. So if you bug us about it next week, and when Cameron's here, ask us about it, we'll be able to show you some of these things. The iris screens are there. We can sell that. All right, Postman crushing package. Becoming a company, does it change how we give bonuses? No. It's really simple. Whether my proprietorship is here or a company is here, money you pay to employees is a deductible expense, of course. And from the employee's point of view, it's their income. So what my status as a company doesn't reflect how the staff treats things. No, not at all. No. The bonus money is simply its salary, just the counts are different. What time is it? 9:04. Okay, we keep going here. The street outside is coming alive, I guess, bit by bit. Can you move it up a bit in size without getting in the way of the carving? Is that okay? Does Japan have Uber? It has Uber for food, not for taxis. The taxi companies have kept them down. But every day across the street here, stopping at the Korean hot dog stand, the delivery guys for the food, there's thousands of them. It's transformed the restaurant culture here dramatically within the past few months. People on bicycles and motorbikes with food, the big square green food boxes on their back. It's transformed the restaurant culture here completely. But are those people making a living or are they just slaves? I have no idea. My God. Who's paying for that? Does the restaurant pay the delivery guy? Does the customer pay the delivery guy? Where does the margin come from? My footsteps. Did somebody just come in? And you see the taxis, of course, those black cars, that black car that just went by just now, electric taxis, of course. Nearly all the taxis here now, not all, half of them maybe so far, are now totally electric. The other half are LP gas. We're streaming from Asakusa. In fact, somebody asked me the other day, actually, I forgot about this. Somebody asked me to pop the address in here. They wanted to find the address. Where are we streaming from? Where is this corner? Here, if you Google this, it's That's the physical location. If you Google that address, it'll show you the pin, the location that we're streaming from. How far are you from Hyakunincho, Shinjuku City? I don't know where Hyakunincho is. That's a very local district near Shinjuku. I have no idea. I'm sorry. Google can help you get back and forth. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Hyakunincho. Is that near Yotsuya? I don't know. I'm sorry. There's someone coming downstairs. So is it the staff coming in? What time is it? 9:12. So it's Watabashi-san. The door is going to open there. Someone's coming down the stairs. There she is. There's the door opening. It's Watabashi-san. With her apron. There she is. Good morning. I heard you coming down the stairs and we saw you on the camera. There she is. So, clean towels.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
really helpful, you know. We use towels and stuff here in the print party when people wash their hands, whatever. So the towels hang there, and the girls usually just go home. And it's up to Dave to every now and then remember, okay, I should take the towels and the aprons and stuff, put them up in the laundry upstairs. We have a washing machine we installed upstairs. But because Dave is Dave, he doesn't think about it too much. I certainly wouldn't do it every day. I would do it every couple of weeks. But someone like Wadabashi comes along, she does Thursday, whatever. She comes back Friday, and the towels are still there from the day before. I'm like, I don't think they're so bad, but because she's a lady and a Japanese housewife and she spent all her life keeping the place clean, this drives her crazy. So what she's been doing is she takes the towels home. On a day when she's coming back the next day, she's got a towel routine on her own, you know, on her own. She just takes the towels home and brings a replacement. And she washes them at home. So she's coming here this morning with a stack of 4 or 5 now nicely folded towels, you know. And I'm like, you don't have to do this. I can do this. I can do this. And she's, yeah, right, when? It's okay, I'm very, very happy. She's happy doing it, and I'm happy to have her taking care of this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's part of the bonus thing, whatever. She's not doing it because she thinks I might get a bonus at the end of the year. It's irrelevant. But when they're happy and friendly and working hard and doing these things, of course. It's a no-brainer. You know?今日もフォーパーティーですね。
フォー？
フォーですね。
あ、フォー。
夜の間のメールやりたいんですが、僕申し訳ない、いっぱい。
3、4、4。
昨日4回やったんですね。4回。途中で僕は上にいる間、2時ぐらい、ウォーキンの2人がやりたいんですが、で多分テイコさんが渋さんはってやって元気な渋さんですからハッピーになった。That's a reservation for Monday. You got today. I just got There's the flag going out there. So is it almost time, is it? 9:16. A couple more minutes here. Let's still keep working here. I think it's overcast out there. It's not a sunny day at all. Told you, there isn't really an organized show and tell here today. If I try and do too much stuff here, it gets a bit chaotic. What is it now? It's 9:19. Let's see, when Kawai-san comes in, let's just think about this. I've got a few more minutes to carve here. When Kawai-san comes downstairs, maybe I'll ask him to go and get a print from the package there and show it to us. But no special long dramatic show and tell. Let's see when Kawai-san gets here. Kawai-san, good morning.ストリーミングの中に河合さんが旗を用意してここ見えますが、ビール見た？キャン。ちょっと見てください。外の見てください。旗の隣にコーンありますが、コーンの上に、
ビールの気づかなかった。
じゃあ片付けないと。ちょっとお願いありますが、もうストリーム終わったところですが、ショーンテルというものですが、昨日新しい作品ありましたんですが、ちょっとこの人たちに出したいんですが、ちょっといいですか、向こうにある大きな青色のフォルダ。There's one that's called Reproductions of Japanese Paintings. Sure, bring the whole folder. Yeah. Okay, hang on one sec. Okay, this is too big to do properly, but just for a minute, we'll just try and show this as one of the samples of the prints that was in that set we bought. Let's try. Thank you. You can see what I'm getting at. It's a big. Let me try and get one of these prints out. 小型氷と似てる石。Here, this one. よいしょ。Okay, thank you. よいしょ。Okay, here we go. This is one of the prints in that set. This would have been made in 1986 or 19 something, whatever, in the middle of 1980s. It was made in the bubble era. It's a set of 14 prints, and they're published. Well, let's get it down on the table here. Published by Tansei Sha as smaller size reproductions of what would have been originally, byobu. These were screen paintings. And in fact, you can see the little squares that are here. That's about the size of my finger, my thumbnail. Those squares would have been your standard gold leaf, like a 4-inch type, So here we go. So the publisher is Tansei Sha. I'm sorry to try to do this by myself. I can't get everything worked out here. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. So, Tansei Sha. Now they've done it as, they say it's limited editions. I'm not 100% sure I believe this. This is out of 200, this is number 29. And I yet haven't seen the same number twice, so it could have been they did 200, but whatever. You pay your money and you take your chances. I don't quite believe it. They used to play fast and loose with those things. And the printer is Yoneda-san And the carver is Uetani-san. That's Kyoto kana. So this was Kyoto work. And I have no idea how many impressions we have here. It would be, in their documentation it says so, and I've got a copy of that upstairs, so I'd have to look it up later. It's going to be 70, 80, or 90 impressions. It's not 100, but it's pretty close to it. And it's not real gold. What they've done is, well, I don't think it's real gold. What they've done is, I saw printer Seki-san doing some of these once upon a time. And he did a background first, and he rolled on a flat block, he rolled on Yusei ink, a kind of a oil-based ink like they use in the West, in a kind of a gold pattern. And then on top of that, they layer a gold colored, it's like titanium powder, whatever. You get these modern inks and stuff like this. So I don't believe this is actual gold. This is gold colored stuff to give the appearance of the original gold leaf. And when the original would have been, the original painting would have been a gold leaf screen, and the guy painted with opaque pigments. And this is all the same thing. This is opaque pigments. The white you see here is a white opaque pigment layered on top of the gold leaf, on top of the gold colored background. This is not your transparent ukiyo-e type printings. These green things are on top of the gold. It's opaque, layered and layered and layered and layered and layered. And these are big blocks, a lot of work, a ton of work. And it may have even been printed on dry paper because it wasn't necessary to moisten the paper because they were thick, opaque pigments. I've never done work of this type myself, so I don't have a hands-on experience of doing this sort of thing. And to do prints like this now, it's impossible. The cost, the wood blocks, each wood block, well, you couldn't get it if you could order a wood block like this. I have no idea, just it's unreal. At the time in the 1980s, this sold for 30,000 yen, and it's no longer possible to make such things anymore. I bought this set of 14, as I said, it came in yesterday, a set of 14 prints in this size. I don't want to tell you how much I paid for it. It was a lot, but it doesn't matter, it's for our collection. And now we have 3 or 4 from the previous set that I bought that will be going out. Cameron will be putting this up on the website next week. Anyway, just to show you what it's like. It's a kind of printing that I have mixed feelings, you know. It's not my personally favorite kind of printing, but it becomes a really gorgeous object. And the fact that we can't do this anymore gives me kind of mixed feelings, you know. But yeah, what a beautiful object. And I've got a set of 14, which came in yesterday. So we'll be showing and displaying and stuff like that. Okay, there we are. It's 9:30. Time for me to get out of here. It'll be a very busy day in the shop here. Very busy day in the shop. And I don't remember the dates and times on the caption contest. Today is Saturday the 9th. 2 more days is Monday the 11th when the caption contest will be all over. So maybe, no, this is bigger than all that. This is about double size. It's not exactly, because this was not ukiyo-e work. This is not an exactly traditional paper size. This whole series of prints actually in the set of 14, some of them are different sizes and shapes. They have trimmed a selection from the original screen. They've trimmed a selection to make a separate picture. So this is not ukiyo-e work in traditional sizes. Anyway, what I was saying, the Monday announcement of the caption contest, maybe I'll be doing the closing at that time, or maybe we'll get Cameron here and we'll do the actual, I don't know, I don't think I want to do that online. We'll see. Anyway, it'll be wrapping up next Monday morning. You've still got your chance to get voting. You don't have a chance to enter anymore, but the voting is still taking place for 2 more days. I'm out of here. Thanks very much. See you on Monday morning. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Isn't she beautiful?